I'm glad you're here with Doctor's Call. Let me get it right. Chaplain's Moment, Doctor's Call. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're taking a couple minutes to start the week off right with me. We're looking at serving this month, but before we get into that, um, last week I emphasized the Bible study we do on Wednesdays. I have another broadcast that goes out on Fridays. It's called Questions Just Ask. It started during the pandemic. It was be questions that people had that they're scared to ask or forgot to ask or just don't want to ask because they're in a crowd. And I've been answering questions for about 3 years now, but I'm running out of questions. So if you have any questions you want to ask, just send them to me at john@hopelowcountry.org. And then if you want to know when it's going to be answered, just watch that and I'll let you know when it's going to be answered. But it's really interesting. I'm not going to say I answer to everybody's approval of the questions. I try to answer as biblically as I possibly can. You can ask questions about me, your life, the Bible, anything that's going on in the world. You can ask whatever you want. Just ask. I'll see if I can answer it. I haven't been asking any personal questions lately. Huh. Amazing. Anyways, we're looking at serving this month. And here that we're halfway through January by now. Jeez, January 15th. Where is it going? We read from Philippians 2, 3, and 4. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of the others. Whew. What's the key word in this section? We see words like selfish ambition, vain conceit. We see serving others. We don't see service. We see interest of others over yours. But there's a word that can be easily glossed over, and that word is humility. It is by humility that we value others above us. It is by humility we can look at others and not ourselves. Humility means I'm going to take a back seat. Most of us like to be the front seat drivers. Most of us like to be the one in the other seat telling the other driver where to go and what to do. I'm trying to help my granddaughter learn how to drive. I try not to say, don't do that, do this. I try to let her drive as long as she's not doing anything critically bad. Then and I sit there and say, let's assess this. How did you think you did? And she'll say, I took that one turn a little sharp, didn't I? There's a way to help others and there's a way not to help others. With humility, you will consider the other person before you consider yourself. It says here, don't do anything out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Yet I find that most times I'm doing something out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. But by being humbled, by looking at Jesus, I get humbled because he went to the cross. He died for me. He did something I wouldn't do so that I can have life. And that's what we're going to look at next week, the life that he's called us to. Value others above yourself. Value the others that God put into your life, that they're gifts of God. Value them. Not looking to your own interests. And some verses say not looking to only your own interests, but also to the interests of others. We are to have our head. We're to be looking to see how we're impacting other people. We're to see how people can need help. We're to see how we can serve other people. I was telling the Sun City Bible study the other day that I think we undersold the gospel. It's not just about getting into heaven. It's about establishing a love relationship with Jesus and a love relationship with others. And it's Jesus that makes it that we can be unified together with others. And this isn't just the interest of other people that we like, it's everybody. Jesus said even to love your enemies. That means we have to figure out how to serve your enemies. Against such there is no law. How do we do that? Humbly. I had a relative that I was at war with, and eventually we buried the hatchet. I said to him, will you forgive me? He said, forgive you for what? I was the one that did the worst part. I said, because my reaction to you was not very good either. That's thinking of others other than ourselves. Hey, how you doing with that? The only way you can serve others is to look at them different. If you want to serve them because you're going to rule over them, that's not serving them. You know what sermon is? Is hey, come on, have a seat next to me. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Let's see how we can walk through life together. It's not. This is what you're going to do, and this is how you're going to do it. I tell all my chaplains and mentors with Hope for the Community, ask only by permission to do anything. Hey, would you like to sit down and talk? Would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? Do you think you can do this? It's everything by permission. It's amazing how much respect that causes. This is about respect. That's what it is. This is about respect. Humility, looking at others, is about respecting them as a person, not as a project or a thing. All right, I hope this was a good devotional for you this morning. We're going to be looking at Galatians 5:13 next week as we head toward the end of January. Hey, thanks for being with us. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next week.